Fuck with the pen, man. Oh, you don't have that then. Keep going.
Hi, I'm Katie with SocialColumbus.com. Today we're here at the Newport Music Hall with the Expendables and Dirty Heads. We're going to take a backstage look, maybe get on the bus. So here we go. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the tour with Dirty Heads to start things off?
The tour is going great. We're having a good time. Every show has been smashing, so I can't ask for anything more. The Dirty Heads are awesome. It's been a long time since we played with them, so yeah, it's good to be back with old buddies.
How does it feel to be back in Columbus?
It feels amazing. The weather's great. Well, it was good, but kind of
It'll be all right.
No, but Columbus is always fun. I like playing here, and people always rage here in Columbus.
Why don't you tell us an embarrassing stage moment?
Okay. We were in, I believe, Eugene, Oregon, and our band has a song called Bull for Two, which is about smoking pot with somebody else. And it's a well-known song, people love it. And so we played it on stage that one night, and someone handed me a joint on stage. So I was like, woo! So I smoked a little bit of it and fully gagged and coughed and almost I pretty much puked on stage, and spit up, it was just really terrible. I was like, whoa. So I'm on the mic, I'm like, whoa, is there tobacco in this thing? This thing is really harsh. And somebody in the crowd goes, nope, you're just a pussy. And so, leave it up to people watching the show to call you out on your awesome pot smoking. So that was pretty embarrassing, being called a pussy by a fan.
Tell us about your upcoming projects, what you guys have going on.
We are deep into writing our next album. We have a bunch of songs already recorded or half recorded, and we're going to work on a couple more once we get back from the tour, and hopefully it'll be out early next year, hopefully January, February-ish. And there's going to be a new song coming out sometime within the next few weeks called Zombies in America, and yeah, that'll be on the album, and it's a little single to help satiate the hunger for new music from the Expendables.
All right, where else do you want to play?
Well, in order to complete our 50-state, conquering, or we haven't played in all 50 states yet, and Maine is the last one. So that's would be a big deal to finish all of them.
Coming for you, Maine.
Yeah.
Watch it.
This is Jeff from the Expendables, and this is So Columbus.
Fuck with the pen, man. Oh, you don't have that then. Keep going. That one you were doing at the top, at the beginning was cool, before we started playing. Because the live drums weird me out. It doesn't work. Or we just do an acoustic.
Why do you love the Dirty Heads?
Because their music is different. They're unique, and when I'm in a bad mood, which is a lot of the time, they bring my spirits up, and just because they're reggae vibe and they're just chill, I love them.
What are you guys most looking forward to at this concert?
Seeing them entertain the crowd and just seeing their hot face.
Yeah. You think they're hot?
Yeah. We're So Columbus.
What do you love about the Dirty Heads?
There's a lot of different bands I feel in them, like Sublime, they sound a lot like Sublime. I just get a good vibe from them. There's nothing bad about them, they're always happy, it's feel good.
We're So Columbus.
I want to ask you about this tour, Cabin by the Sea, because that album came out a couple years ago.
Came out a year and a half ago, I think.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Seems like I've been listening to it my whole life.
I like that.
So can you tell us a little bit about this tour? It's obviously you've promoted this album before, but what can people expect?
Well, we we started off in spring with Tour Odyssey, which we were out with Shiny Toy Guns, and which we really enjoyed. I think we're going to try and do like an annual Dirty Heads Tour Odyssey tour in the spring, and bring out a band that isn't in our genre, that people wouldn't think that we would tour with, because it's nice, it's fun. You're not just playing a genre tour where every band is exactly the same, so it's more of a festival feel. That was really cool. So after that, we wanted to really come out with a good summer tour, a solid lineup of a summer tour of bands in our genre, of bands that we thought really fit, so you'd have just a solid, cohesive night of music. And Big B and the Expendables fit perfect. They've both been friends of ours for a long time. We love their music. We respect the guys as musicians, and we asked them to come out, and it was awesome. Actually, Big B's album Fool's Gold comes out today, and we have a song that we did with them that is absolutely awesome. We're really stoked. That'll be coming out soon. I think is the next single. So that's gonna help. We're gonna, I think, start playing that song, and it's just a good night of music. I mean, the Expendables crush, Big B crushes. There's no reason for you to not come out. Like, I could understand the Tour Odyssey, because you're like, oh, that's a weird band, that's a electronic band. I'm not gonna go out and waste my money or this and that. There's no excuse to not come to this tour. So,
what's the vibe been like?
Killer. We've sold out almost every show. I couldn't ask for a better tour. And I'm not. You want to say that every tour. Oh, the tour is great. The tour is great. But like, from day one to now, it's almost been sold out almost every single night, and on Monday nights, on Tuesday nights, it's crazy. Like, I know it's summer, but people still have to work and stuff like that, so it's just been crushing, and we're really, really stoked. And we're playing new music off of an acoustic album that should be coming out soon, so that's fun.
Very cool. Tell us about the acoustic album.
We had some time off. We had like 2 months off in between the Odyssey tour and now, and we were like, why sit around? Let's write some music. We had a bunch of stuff kind of lined up that we'd been working on, and we wanted to get back to our roots, and that is, we started as an acoustic band. So it was a really fun project to, like, we really just only concern was just vibe, like 100% vibe. We didn't like sit around and talk about what formula and like, this needs to go there and structure and hooks and whatever. We just said, hey, if it feels good and it's vibey, that's what we're going for. Like, it's the sexiest album that we've done. Like, there's gonna be some babies made to this album, whether it was on purpose or not. So really, really excited. Just got back to our roots, didn't have to worry about anything but vocals and guitar, so we really delved deep into vocals and lyrics, and thinking about lyrics and looking at lyrics differently rather than just going star rhymes with car, just so elementary sometimes, and you're just like, it's so disappointing when you hear certain lyrics, and like, let's look at the lyrics and then look at them again, and then look at them one more time and see how we can maybe cleverly or in a different way, or do something that you normally wouldn't say, or just paint a picture a little bit better with different words and different rhyme schemes and structures. And we really just picked apart all the lyrics and kind of like jumped into that, rather than all jumping into what the drums need to sound like, what the bass needs to sound like, what the keys need to sound like. It was really fun.
Are we gonna hear some of the new sexy music at the
You are gonna hear, yeah. You just heard some. You heard us practicing, and we have a Goonies song it came about. I'm not gonna say anything, but just all of a sudden, a little Goonies hook came out, and we were like, wow. Yeah, and the thing is that you're kind of, it's a really dick move on us, because you're kind of obligated to like it because it's a Goonies song. And if you don't, then you're a dick. You're like, oh, I don't like that song. You're like, really? It's a Goonies song. You're a dick.
You were talking about sort of jumping genres. Are there any musicians that you would like to work with who people would be totally thrown off by?
Yeah, there's a lot. But I think it's good because we do have not so many, but we have, 2 or 3 different styles of music that we blend into one. So it won't be that big of a deal if we get a rapper, and it won't be that big of a deal if we got a folk guy, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal if we got, I don't know, some like Michael Bublé or something like that. That would be, wow, that would be awesome. He's pretty legit. He's rad. We'd get all those. Oh God, that would be terrible. Like A$AP Rocky's my favorite rapper right now. He'd be really cool. There's this kid Jake Bugg, this real young kid from the UK. It's very Dylan, folky, Beatles-ish. No, not really Beatles. More folk, more like Donovan, or like Nick Drake type stuff, like really 60s folk is really good. This other young girl chick, Lord, I think she's only 16 or 17. She's from New Zealand. Her name's Lord. She's really dope. That's what I'm listening to. So I always like to do, like, I'd like to work with whoever I'm like really inspired with right now.
What's your favorite song right now that you're obsessed with? Can't get out of your head.
Probably that Lord song, the girl Lord, and the song's called Royals. It's, if it hasn't hit your radio station yet, it's gonna be gigantic. And like Ben Harper would be dope, but that's fitting. I would talk to. I actually reached out to Brandon Boyd, and he invited us to a show, but we couldn't make it. I think he'd be really.
Cancel your plans.
I know, we were like really far. He would be really. I have so much respect for that guy. I really look up to him. I think he would be killer on a reggae song. You've never heard Brandon Boyd on a really rootsy reggae track. I think he'd murder because he's such a good vocalist. I don't know. I'm down to work with anybody, and it's just really fun to work with people that you respect, and we've got really lucky with people that we've asked.
Very cool. What's a really good, embarrassing stage moment that you can share with us? Or just an embarrassing story?
No, there's a lot. There's like
kind.
a couple. I'm like, I always use stupid shit. I've never done the, like, I'm not even gonna jinx myself, so I'm not gonna say. But fly down, I don't wear underwear. My fly was down. Luckily, I have little longer shirts, but I realized halfway through, like, oh my god, half of my dick is hanging out. Like, literally.
It was really sexy.
My dick is hanging out. That was a little embarrassing. I don't think anybody saw that. But then on the 4th of July, the night before, I got food poisoning, so I was insanely sick, like, just couldn't get out of bed, and then I knew I had to play the next day, so it was like, I didn't want to move on stage because I didn't want to shit my pants, so I just stood in front of the microphone with my butt clenched for like an hour and a half, just going.
Do you think the fans could tell?
They had to have, and I was just like, I shouldn't even have came. The most embarrassing is when you're thinking about something else, because sometimes you get in a zone and you're like, oh my god, I forgot that I'm singing the song. You're people watching, or maybe you're really into the song and you're thinking about something, a moment that made you think about that song, or brings you back or something. You're like, holy shit, I'm singing, and you're like, whoa, where the fuck am I? Oh, I don't know the lyrics anymore. And then the lyrics are gone. And once you think about not knowing the lyrics, then you're gone. And I look at Duddy, and then you miss the words, and then you're like, fuck. And then at that point, all you can do is laugh and just wait till you figure it out. So missing lyrics and messing up like that happens.
The crowd probably keeps up pretty well.
Yeah, and I think it's cool because they're like, oh, they fuck up too.
Yeah.
We saw the Beastie Boys and they messed up, and I saw Radiohead and they messed up, and I was just like,
no,
they're human! Yay! Fuck, okay. I'm not the only one.
I guess what else would you want people to know about coming out to one of your guys' shows?
We just like to have a good time, and we like people that like to have a good time and bring a bunch of positive energy. We don't like people that are gonna come be negative and be haters and be tough guys. We just want everybody to be on the same page and have a good time, and it happens, and it's a really cool thing when it happens, because there is a lot of energy when that many people get in the room, and you can feel it. And when it's weird, and everybody can feel it, and it's our job to get all that weirdness out of there, so and when a bunch of people with the right state of mind all come together in a big ass room with music, it's fucking awesome. There's
How are
no
people
better
supposed
feeling.
to get in the best state of mind for one of your concerts?
Whatever you want. Whatever you can come dead sober, I can care less, because I know you'll be like, oh, smoke a bunch of weed, which would probably sound a lot better when you're super stoned, but whatever you want. Come sober, come high, come drunk, come happy. We don't care, but we definitely like to party. What's up? It is Jared from the Dirty Heads here, hanging out, and we are so Columbus. So are you. See you at a show.
Woo!